الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فقال سبحانه وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون.
وقال سبحانه وتعالى كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, we begin today as a reminder for myself and my brothers and sisters in Islam to have taqwa and to remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained it upon us in the Quran. And we know from the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu salam that in the khutbah he would remind the people of taqwa. And it would be a reminder, a tadhkirah, to wake up the ummah, to give them a nasiha, to give them an advice. And today, my brothers and sisters in Islam, I come with an advice from my heart. And something that is from in depth. I didn't write anything down, I didn't prepare for this. It is something directly from me to you. And it is a response to what I continuously hear today. People keep telling me, if you want to be successful, then you have to compromise. Daily I get messages, you have to work with the people of bid'ah, you have to compromise on this issue, don't speak about that issue, don't bring up the alphabets that start with an L and Allah knows where it ends today, don't speak about this, don't speak about that. If you speak about khilafah, then you're this. If you speak about amr bil ma'roof and nahy al munkar, then you'll be labeled this. So don't do this and don't do that. And the only way to be successful is for you to compromise your religion. Ya Ummat Muhammad, O nation of Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, what happened to you? This is a reminder from me to you. We are the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam that stood in Mecca by himself. When the Quraysh and the Arab and the world was against him, he stood. And Allah brought for him the likes of Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali radiallahu anhum to stand, and they were few. What happened to the Ummah of Badr? What happened to the Ummah of Badr that was 300 against over 1,000, ill-equipped, outnumbered, but with the nusra of Allah, Allah sent malaika to them. What happened to us today? We are like lions that hung out with sheep and started to think we're sheep. We are like lions that would be around sheep and started to think that we are sheep. So today I get told that if you want to be successful, copy the model of the Yahud in their lobbies, and copy the model of the Nasara in their setup, and copy the atheist method of dialogue, and you have to learn philosophy, and you have to learn this, and you have to learn that. What happened to learning the Quran? What happened to learning the Sunnah? What happened to being upon the way of the Salaf al-Ummah? Today I get told, don't say the word Salafi. Don't say this, don't say that. Or don't talk about this group because then they won't financially support you. They can keep their finances. All I want is Allah. And I will continue to speak the truth upon the Quran and Sunnah, what I see as right, and it doesn't matter because I know I'm from the Ummah of Uhud, the Ummah of Hunayn, the Ummah of Khandaq, the Ummah of Tabuk, the Ummah of Umar ibn Khattab, the Ummah of Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali and Hassan and Hussein radiallahu anhum, the Ummah of Qadisiyah who took their horses on top of water, the Ummah that was given miracles to the Sahaba like the Anbiya. What happened to us that we forgot? We are the Ummah of Al-Qasim, Muhammad ibn Al-Qasim. We are the Ummah of Tariq ibn Ziyad, the Ummah that burnt their boats and left and said, we will not go except on the banks of Andalus, either victorious or shuhada. There is no going back. and it made a mithal, it made an example about burning your boats. We are the ummah of Qaqi'a ibn Amr. We are the ummah of Abu Dujana. We are the ummah of Barra ibn Malik. We are the ummah of Umm Salama, the ummah of Aisha radiyan, the ummah with such glaring stars, such great role models. And today, many of us don't even know their names. Many of us don't know their biographies. We don't know who they are. How will we know what to stand on when we don't even know who our Salaf are? The Salaf al-Salihin, those great examples before us. We are the ummah of Abu Hanifa and Malik and Shafi'i and Ahmad and Dawood al-Zahiri and Abdullah ibn Mubarak and Hassan al-Basri and Ata and Dahak and Mujahid and those people that I'm saying the names, and most of you don't even know who they are. We are the ummah of Malik ibn Dinar. We are the ummah of those great people that set examples in zuhud, examples in jihad, examples in ibadah, examples in role models in zuhud, in accordance to Quran and Sunnah, role models in leadership, according to Quran and Sunnah, that ummah that didn't sell out, that ummah that broke the back of the Persian Empire. Today we have Muslims trying to be proud of those fire worshippers. We are the ones that put that fire out. We are the ummah that broke the back of the Roman Empire, that corrupt, gay Roman Empire, the Byzantine. We are the ones that finished them. And today people are proud of that. We are the ummah of Musa, not the ummah of Fir'aun. How dare we be proud of Fir'aun and his buildings and his accomplishments? They were nothing. How dare we name our children Rustam and Khusro and Qaisar and Rami and things that instead of naming them Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali and Abdullah and Abdurrahman, what happened? How did we go from leading to following? It's by leaving the Kitab and Sunnah, by leaving the way of the Salaf and Ummah, by being ashamed of who we are. Not realizing Allah sent us here with a job. We didn't come here as refugees. We didn't come here as immigrants. We didn't just happen to be born here. We didn't just happen to come to Islam. No. If you think that, you haven't read the Quran. Allah tells you that you are the best of nations. Sent, ukhrijat, sent out for the benefit of mankind. And how will you benefit them? By changing your names, by following another example, by saying Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and I don't know what Easter and I don't know Holy or whatever else. I don't know, next we're going to be celebrating devil worshipping holidays. I don't know. I don't know where it stops. No, you were sent and called the best of nations because you were the nation of Umar ibn Khattab that said to the people that when you go to Farah, do not greet them on their ayat, on their holidays. Do not join them in them. Do not celebrate it with them. Do not even be in their places of worship in those times. That is the Umar ibn Khattab that was victorious, not our leaders today that have bowed their heads. If not physically, in their examples. No, that is how we became successful. That was a success model. How did we fail? We saw the same Andalus, the same Spain, the Tariq ibn Ziyad, and the Muslims, they went with swords in hand and iman in heart and the kalima on their tongue, and Allah gave them victory over victory over victory. We are the ummah that planted the flag of La ilaha illallah in Vienna. We are the ummah that broke the Tatar until they themselves accepted Islam. We are the ummah where Sa'd ibn Waqqas went all the way to China to take that message of Islam. We are the ummah that went to trade in Malaysia, Indonesia and turned them where Allah guided the people because of that example to be the biggest Muslim countries today. We are the ummah that is the majority on the continent of Africa. We are the future. We are the ummah that will enter every household. But how? In the state of being ghuraba. Not in the state of being accepted, not in the state of compromise, not in a state of submission, not in a state submission to Allah, not to the makhluk. So when we know who those great examples are, when we know what this ummah has done and what we were given, and when we know the status Allah gave this ummah and we act upon it, then the nusrah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come. And when the nusrah comes, then you will get the fath. You will not get the victory by ignoring the sharia, by ignoring the ahkam of Allah. But this will not happen. Go back and read your history and see when was the Muslim ummah most successful. In the time of the Sahaba, for example, where they were entering Africa under Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu, where they were entering Sham and defeating the Romans under Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, where Khalid ibn al-Walid, the Sayf of Allah, the sword of Allah, was cutting through the ranks of the kuffar, the general that till today, Western historians have said we have never seen somebody like him in history that never lost a battle. Churchill was defeated in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. If you look any general, Romo, you take any famous general, I'll show you their defeats. Show me when was Khalid ibn Walid defeated. A general that till today, his strategies are studied at West Point. A general that till today people marvel. But that Khalid ibn Walid was not the same before Islam. He was a warrior, but nobody heard of him. He never took on the Romans and Persians. It was Islam that made him Sayfullah. It was the imsak bil kitab wa sunnah. It was the sticking to the Quran and sunnah that made him victorious. Otherwise, strategies, everybody has strategies. It was the nusrah of Allah. Today, we are in a state of shame, in a state of dhillah, in a state of disgrace. And this is not something that should surprise us. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, in the famous well-known narration in Tariq, when he was going to Al-Quds. Today, we cry for Al-Quds, as we should. Today, every Muslim, no matter what his ethnic background or nationality, loves Al-Quds, as we should, as it is our right, it is for us. But today, we look at it on a TV screen, and we look at the people who are there, and we as a Muslim ummah many a times don't take this as an Islamic cause. We take it as an Arab cause. We want to do the dabka. The dabka is going to get you quds, huh? That's what Salahuddin Ayyubi did. He did the dabka. That's how he won. Was he Palestinian? Was he Arab? No, he took the banner of La ilaha illallah. He said, this is a Muslim cause. And that's when Allah gave them victories. Not when we make this a nationalistic issue. You can cry to the UN all day long. They don't care. You can protest day and night. They don't care. Who are you protesting to? The ones that took it from you. It's the UN that gave it to them. No, we're gonna write another bill because somehow that's gonna be different than the last 1,000 that we've written. We're gonna go protest again because that worked out so well for Tibet and everybody else. No, what about turning back to Allah? Why is it that the Palestinian-run areas there are more corrupt than the Yahudi ones? No, we have to look at ourselves. Why is it that if you are upon the Quran and Sunnah, even there you are seen as gharib? Why is it that when we tell our brothers that, look, instead of having singing and dancing and protest, let's do it in accordance to the Quran, let's go make dua, let's sit together as an ummah and say this is not about right to return on nationalism, this is about Islam, and stand with a banner, we're told, no, you're not Palestinian, we don't care about your opinion. But then if you don't care about my opinion, then don't expect me to be picking up a sword for you, bro. No, we have to go back and look at what made the ummah successful. And this, wallahi, is just a voice from my heart in frustration. When day and night, this is what I'm told. No, we don't want to invite you at this place because you speak too clearly about these issues. And if you were to kind of water them down a little, I just got a call yesterday from, I'm not going to mention from where. They said, wallahi, we love you, we love your videos, we love your da'wah, we love what you're doing. But you know, you're just too explicit with saying this is wrong and this is right and these people are wrong. We want to invite you, we want to do all this, we will pay for you, we will do all of this for you. Just don't talk about this and don't talk about that and don't talk about this. You know what? You can keep your invitation. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. If it's in the Quran, if I'm doing something against the Quran, wallahi correct me. If I'm doing something against the Sunnah, wallahi correct me. But if that's not the case, if I'm not leaving the way of the Salaf, if I'm not leaving the way of the great A'imma and Ulama, if I'm staying in the Quran and Sunnah, then you can keep your advice to yourself. And stand. Wallahi, I know that sitting here, the thought is going to come to our minds that, okay, you're sitting here in one little masjid, in one little town, in the middle of whatever, the southern of California in America. What is that going to affect the world? Well, I'm here to tell you, we from here in San Diego have affected the world. Alhamdulillah, I was in Doha. I met people that I didn't even know that came up to me and said, oh, we watch your videos, we became Muslim. I was in Lima, Peru, we saw people that became Muslim. Everywhere in the world, from Canada, from different countries that I go, we have made a difference. And we will continue to make a difference, united, together, upon the Kitab and Sunnah. When, alhamdulillah, I'm here to give you two good news. One, inshallah, we're going to start a dars this Saturday. And this dars is going to be about those great personalities of Islam. If you didn't recognize any of the names that I mentioned, then it is not just recognize, know what they did. Who was Hassan al-Basri? Who was al-Dahhak? Who was Waqi' ibn Jarrah? Who was Fatima al-Makkiyah? What did she write? What did she do? Who was Muwaffaquddin ibn Qudama? Who was Majduddin ibn Qudama? Majduddin ibn Taymiyyah? And what did they do? If you don't know, how will you follow their footsteps? If you don't know who the Salaf are, what they did, what is authentic from weak, how will you follow them? Alhamdulillah, we covered the seerah, we covered the khulafa, and now inshallah we will continue this with 100 important personalities. It's free, you're welcome, inshallah, marhaban. Secondly, inshallah, we're planning to invite speakers and scholars to host them here in San Diego at an AIM conference, inshallah. We're going to work out the details and things, we'll let you know, but we're going to invite them here at Majd al-Ribat. Why? Because this is the ribat. This is the forefront of standing on the sunnah, and we will inshallah continue to do so with your support. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله.